US visa.
Meron na ako.
Hey guys,
Oo.
na-pick up na namin yung US visa ko. Nung una, I really wanted to get US visa through travel agency. Bago ko i-share kung how I renewed my US visa online, si Alvin got his visa via travel agency. So, mas madali yung sa kanya. So, ano yung mga ginawa mo for the US visa?
Ang ginawa ko. Wala, pag travel agency kasi magbabayad ka lang eh. Tapos may pipila pa kang form. And then sila na yung magsasubmit sa US Embassy. So magkaiba yung sa amin kasi ano siya eh, parang business trip. Pero mas mahal lang. Ganun. I think advantage din yun kasi pag business trip, na-accept agad eh. So nagkaroon na ako ng 10 years. Though nagdala pa rin ako ng requirements dun sa interview.
So, mga how much yun yung nabayaran niyo for the visa fee?
Hindi ko sure pero that time mga 10,000 siguro. Mga 8,000 to 10,000.
10,000. Anong year yun?
Mga 2001. Mga 2018. Tapos nagdala ako ng mga requirements. Lahat dala ko. Pati birth certificate na lola niya, dalhin niyo.
So, anong mga tinanong sa'yo during the interview?
Tinanong, unang tanong kung gano'ng katagal ka sa US, kung may kamag-anak ka ba doon. Actually, tatlong tanong. Mga 3 to 5 questions lang. Tapos pag kinuha yung passport mo, yun, pasado na yun. So yun yung sa akin, feedback nung ako yung nag-apply. Sana makapasa kayo. Sige, nagluluto pa ako eh. Matalsikan ako sa mata eh.
Habang nagluluto si Alvin for lunch, I want to share with you naman how to do it online. The reason also why I do all these videos for our channel is really to help out how to do all your travel itineraries, all your travel preparations. Kasi at first, it's so scary and it's so overwhelming. I wanted already to get a travel agency kasi when I was going through the US Embassy guidelines, ang daming links. So I will help you. All you have to do is go to the US Embassy website. Then you just click on non-immigrant. And then after that, you click how to apply. So here you can see there are 5 steps. So let's go through them one by one. I will break it down for you guys because when I also saw this, it was just too much information in the US Embassy website. So you'll really get confused.
Nakalimutan ko pa na bawal magdala ng gamit doon. Kahit mga cellphones, Apple Watch, bawal ipasok. So might as well iwan nyo na lang kung
Any
saan.
electronic device that has a switch on or off. Ako naman, nagtagal ako because nagdala akong alcohol. So
Bawal
bawal
yun.
din yung liquids. So step 1 is payment. And make sure that you choose the right type of visa. For example, if you're doing business or leisure like us, you click the B1, B2 non-immigrant visa. And then after that, you just print out the form. And you will need this form to submit it to the bank when you pay. So they have an online payment option. But in my case, I went to RCBC, I presented the form, then I paid 10,700 pesos. It depends on the US conversion rate for that day. So the visa fee also depends on what kind of visa you are getting. After the payment, keep the deposit slip and your payment number on your form that you printed. Keep that because you will need that for step 3. Okay, step 2. Step 2 is filling out a form. It just feels like filling out your resume because they will ask so many details from you. You can save the form. When you fill out your DS-160 form, you only have 30 days to complete it. By the way, for the payment is valid for 1 year. So just make sure that you paid the right visa type. Once you finish filling out the form for DS-160, you will click submit and it will submit your information to the US Embassy. You have to remember your appointment number. Step 3, click the link there, register. Now you have to book your appointment for the US Embassy. For renewals, in my case, I did US visa renewal. If your visa is valid or if it expired within 48 months, then you qualify for a non-appearance visa renewal. So you just have to complete the documents, submit it in a Dropbox, and you don't have to go to the US Embassy. But in my case, it expired already last 2019, so that's many years from now. I just really didn't put my mind into it. But now that I've done it, I realize it's not as hard as I thought getting your appointment scheduled. All you need to do is enter your payment number, your DS-160 number to secure an appointment. So you have to choose the available slot. Once it is confirmed, you have to print your confirmation letter. And step number 4 is to prepare for your interview. The interview date I got was just like a few weeks away because I was really so nervous for this. I don't know, usually I don't feel nervous when getting visas, but I just think that getting a US visa is such a big deal. So I've really been preparing a lot for this. The main requirements you need for the interview is your confirmation letter, number 1, your passport, valid passport, and then your 2x2 photo. Actually, the 2x2 photo, you need to have this already once you submit the DS-160. Sorry, I forgot to mention, because you have to put the digital image on your application. I will give you a very brief description of what it feels like inside the US Embassy. So you can arrive there 30 minutes or 1 hour prior to your appointment, scheduled appointment. So my scheduled appointment was 8:30 a.m. and I got to the embassy at 7 a.m. but I had breakfast first at 7-Eleven, and it's right in front of the US Embassy. There's 7-Eleven, there's Coffee Bean, so you can wait there. But they were already letting people in. So I went to the embassy around 8 a.m. They already immediately allowed me to enter. So the first thing they checked was my confirmation letter. So they had to check what time I was gonna go in. So you're not allowed to bring anything that is a gadget, no cell phones, no camera, no iWatch. So I got in and they check your bags. So once you get in, there are 3 steps that you have to go through. So step 1 is pre-screening, which they asked me where in the US I was going, and then when I was going, and then who am I going with. So those were the 3 questions I answered during my pre-screening for step 1. After that, I lined up for step 2. Okay, inside the US Embassy, it's very organized. They indicate where is step 1, step 2, step 3. And then there are people inside who guide you where to go next. Step 2 was getting your fingerprints. So left 4 fingers, scan. Right 4 fingers, scan. And then 2 thumbs, scan. And then they ask you for your full name and your birthday. I immediately lined up for step 3. Everything was so fast. So the questions, interview questions I encountered were, so again, where in the US I'm going, and then when I am going to the US, and then 3rd is who am I going with to the US, and then 4th is what I do for a living, what my work is. After that, I was so relieved to hear that my visa was approved. So you will actually find out if your visa is approved or not immediately on the spot. Step 5, you can choose if you want your visa to be delivered to your house or for branch pickup. I chose LBC pickup at SM Santa Rosa because I'm always not at home. I just want to be able to pick it up at my most convenient time. So the whole process in the US Embassy took me an hour roughly because I got in at 8 a.m. and then I finished around 9:15. So 1 hour and 15 minutes for the pre-screening, the biometrics, and the interview. My interview date was February 8th. I received an email February 9 that my visa was being processed, and then I picked up my visa at SM Santa Rosa on Feb 13. So that's it. If you're planning also to apply for a US visa or planning to renew your US visa for the longest time, just like me, go ahead and save this video. Please like and subscribe to our channel as well if you find this helpful. We will be putting out more helpful travel tips for you, and see you on our next one.